Greetings, YouTubers. We got a 2004 Mercedes C320. We got some noise up on the front end here. I think we need some brake pads. The brake pad light is on the dash, and also we got a grinding noise, and also something on there's clunking and banging around. So you know how these Mercedes are. You know, you got to put some money into them if you want to keep them going. But this is one of the smaller ones. Certainly not the ones I remember from the 70s and 80s. But nevertheless, some people say they're pretty good cars. And of course, this is, like I said, the 320. They made several versions of this. Overall, this is a 4Matic. And for 2004, real quick, to give you a look on the inside. Not too bad of a car, pretty clean. They picked this up for $1,000. It's got 170 or 80,000 miles on it. And it runs really good. Even got ice cold air. So we're going to see if we can figure out what's going on with the front end. But if I turn the key on here. Alright, there it is. I think you can kind of see it there. Yeah, got the old brake light symbol on. And actually, you know what? That might be the parking brake. Nope, that is the brake light. The parking brake is on the left. So if I push down on that, there we go. That light comes on the side. So that's really the only code we got. So let's get the wheels off and see what's going on. Before we do that, we'll take the key out. If I turn the steering wheel, you'll hear it clunking. Well, I guess I have to put the key back in it. And I'll do it again. I don't know if you can hear that under there, but if I turn it, could be a tie rod end, but who knows? We'll get under there and look. Alright, so we got the driver's side wheel up in the air, and I wanted to shake it first. That's the first thing you should do before you pull the wheel off. And remember when I said we had a noise? Yeah, we got a noise. Not sure what that's about, but boy, that's not good. So while we're getting the wheel off, we'll inspect it and see what we got in there. What you got to do sometimes when these nuts haven't been off for a long time, nuts, bolts, whatever you want to call them. Oh, so there, that is off. Alright, so from what I can tell, it looks like we got a tie rod end bad down here on the bottom. We'll take a closer look at that in a few minutes. Let's go to the other side and see what we got. Alright, so we got the passenger side jacked up. Let's see what we got on this side, see what kind of surprises. Yeah, we got something bad on this side too. Probably another tie rod end. So let's get these wheels off. Alright, same thing on this side. Yeah, it looks like this tie rod end's bad too. Yeah, sure is. So there's that. Or the more I play around with this, it might be this inner tie rod end, because I hear a noise up in here. So we'll check all this. We'll knock these tie rod ends off, take the bolt off, and shake them and get in there and see what we got for that. Alright, let's get these pads out of here. Let's push this piston all the way back in. I think we're going to be getting these out of here just in the nick of time, because this outer pad looks like it is done. There is nothing left on it. So we'll push this all the way back. Some of these have little sensor wires on them. I'm trying to figure out where this one is, or if it even has it. Some have them, some don't. But anyway, yeah, I can tell that there is bad. So let's go ahead and get this rotor off here. Well, not the rotor, the caliper anyway. Alright, let's go ahead and get this broke loose. Oh, alright, pretty easy to do. I like it when things like this come apart easy. Hey, let me know where you're watching from right now. And also, see if we can get this bottom out. Alright, so good deal. This is a Pennsylvania car. It is now in West Virginia, and surprisingly, the body underneath it was in pretty good shape. So they only paid, I think, $1,000 for this car. Would I have bought it? Heck yeah, I would have bought it. It's a nice car. Just needs a little work. So all right, let's get this off the side. I hate to hang this here, but maybe I can rest it back here for now. And oh boy, you talking about winning the lottery? Look at this. That pad is right down to its last mile. You could not cut that any closer. Wow. Holy moly. This is supposed to have a well, this is, I think this, I have to check and see if this model has the wire for the sensor light, but the light is on, so it's got to have a wire. Maybe someone disconnected to that, I don't know. But get this one out, and same with this. Wow, you talking about cutting her close, buddy. They need to play the lottery on this one. And the good news is the rotor seems okay. Not much in the way of any grooves, so that is sableable. Now for the other thing is we got a noise, and I'm thinking this wheel bearing might be bad because I can hear it grinding just going down the road about 10 miles an hour. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this here off, pull the rotor off, and well, actually the rotor and the brake the brake bracket here, and spin that down here and see if we have a bad bearing. So let's do that next. All right, so far so good. These had to take a big 18 socket and a breaker bar and break these loose. These small ones here for the brake calipers, they were just 12 millimeters. Let's get this off, and I still don't know why the brake light would be on. I gotta raise the hood and find out if it's just low in brake fluid, which could be because those pistons were pushed all the way in. And somebody may not have put fluid in it, because this one does not have the wire that comes down to the pad and shorts out when it gets so bad and throws the brake light on. So there's that. Now we'll go ahead and get this rotor off. And of course, we've got to get this a little torque bit, but I'm thinking this, oh, I hear that. That sounds like it's in this bearing. So we'll take that off there real quick. Alright, so let's get this big bolt off here. This 27 millimeter, and I'm going to use this guy here, my electric impact wrench, because my back hurts today. All I say is thank goodness for electric tools. It's a big old sucker. Alright, after hitting the back of this thing for about 5 minutes, finally, and would you look at the rust? Would you look at all of that rust? Living in the Northeast, that is gold. Gold right out of your bank account into somebody else's. Alright. Alright, so as for that noise, that growling noise I was telling you, you know, 4 to 10 to 15 miles an hour I was hearing, well, it's the wheel bearing. Hear that? I can actually move that around. I actually can move it quite a bit here, even though I've got the bolt out still, but that's the wheel bearing. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and knock this tie rod in loose before I knock my camera over. Alright, at least the tie rod end bolt came fairly loose fairly fast. Of course you probably can't see it there, but you can see it's already loose. I'm going to finish taking that out. And there we go. And this one here is 13/16. And now I'll just grab my big FH and knock on that a couple of times, and hopefully that'll just come right out. I'll try not to hit the plate. I'll bend it back a little bit just to get it out of my way. So. I like it when a plan comes together. That's bad. Let's see. You know, inner tie rod end is good, so, but definitely we need us a wheel bearing here. Alright, so on to the other side. Alright, on the passenger side, guess what we have, boys and girls? Yeah, there's that thing I was looking for, that brake sensor pad that has it. The other side don't have it, it's just this side over here. So this is why the light is on. And we just unplug this here. This is about ready to come apart, but the pads on this side, they're all the way down to, I don't know if you can see in there, those things are all the way down pretty much to the metal. So they got lucky, and the rotors are pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do some more rest of this. No point in showing you because you already know how to do it because I just showed you. And we'll pop this tie rod end off And I'm going to check this wheel bearing. I just want to spin it just like I did the other side. Make sure that this one's not bad too, but I think if the other one's bad, then we'll just simply go ahead and order some parts. All right, kids, men, women, wherever you are, whatever you're watching, if you want to learn, this wheel bearing is bad too. Listen to this. I can move it. I know the nut is out, but still I shouldn't be able to move it. I can move it up and down, left and right. So it's bad. So we need two new wheel bearings in the front. We need new brakes, and we need 2 new tie rod ends. And I think that'll pretty much take care of this issue. Now, I don't think the issue is in the gearbox. It seems okay, but it's just kind of odd, you know. I don't think anyone's ever changed these out. These look like the factory wheel bearings, and this thing's almost got 100 and what I said, 80,000 miles. So not uncommon. But I do believe these are press-in type, so I'll do my research on eBay and come back here a little bit later with some parts, and we'll start putting this thing back together. So there you go.